What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to make a quick video regarding Leon Edwards and what is next for our welterweight champion. So as you know, of course, Leon Edwards defeated Colby Covington at UFC 296 this past weekend, and he put on a hell of a performance. And after all the stuff that Colby said in the build-up to this fight, like talking about Leon's dead dad, it didn't faze Leon in the fight anyways, and he stayed completely composed and just put on a hell of a performance. He beat Colby everywhere and made Colby look really old and really sloppy. It's not a good look for Colby after that fight. That looked terrible, and that has to be credit to Leon, of course. I mean, he put on such a good performance that he was able to completely embarrass Colby Covington. So now I think we need to take a look at who's next for Leon and who has an actual chance of taking the belt off of him. So I really think there's only three options here. I think you have Shavotov Rakhmonov, you have Bal Muhammad, and then you have Islam Makhachev. So I'm going to give you my opinion on each fight and why I think they could happen. Let's start off with Bal Muhammad, the one that probably makes the most sense. Bal Muhammad is riding a massive 10-fight win streak, and he has unfinished business with Leon. I mean, there's of course that no contest where Leon poked Bal in the eye, couldn't continue. So there's definitely a little bit of a storyline you can make there as well. Balal's problem is that just nobody likes him. He does not have a lot of fans. Like, people find him so boring and a bit obnoxious. And I wouldn't say I'm one of them. I think he definitely has boring fights, but I don't really find him obnoxious. I think he's just trying to do what he can to get himself in the title picture, and I can't really knock him for that. But I don't know, like, Dana doesn't seem like he wants this one to happen either. Every time he's questioned about it, he always tiptoes around the question, always says, yeah, we'll see, this and that. And Leon Edwards also came out after his UFC 296 fight against Colby Covington and said that he doesn't really care to have the Bal Muhammad fight. He says it's just not something he's really interested in right now, and he thinks there's better options, which I would find pretty interesting, because out of the three guys I named, I think Leon's best chance at winning against any of them is against Bal Muhammad. So I don't know. I kind of feel for Bal. I feel bad for him because he definitely deserves a title shot, but I mean, he doesn't have too much pull here. He's not a big star, and at the end of the day, there's only going to be so long he can sit out for before he's going to need to fight. So I'm hoping for him that he does get the title shot, but honestly, it's not looking good for him right now. Our second option, of course, is the undefeated Shavotov Rakhmonov. This one honestly seems the most likely out of the three, in my opinion. I think you have Shavotov, of course. He's coming off that victory against Wonderboy on the same card as Leon, which is big and does mean something because recency bias is a thing. And let's face it, Shavotov has a lot of fans, not even just from Kyrgyzstan. Fans around the world love this guy. He's entertaining. I mean, 18-0, 18 finishes. You can't really top that in terms of entertainment. So you know the guy brings something to this fight. Yes, you're not going to have the trash talk. You're not going to have those exchanges on the mic. But honestly, at this point, I think a lot of people are honestly preferring just exciting matchups between two talented guys rather than just trash talk on the mic. I don't think people are into that as much as they used to be. I may be wrong, but that's just my opinion. So I think a fight between Leon and Shavotov is actually really, really intriguing. I mean, this is going to be a fun fight when it happens. Like, this will happen even if it's not the next fight. This fight will happen at some point, and I think it's going to be amazing. I mean, you have Leon, who everybody just thinks is a striker, but he's clearly got a grappling side to his game. He's taken down Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington, so that does count for something. And then you have Shavotov, who is seen to be good all around as well. So I think these guys are pretty evenly matched, and I would like to see this fight. The only thing that might not make this fight happen is the whole Bal Muhammad situation. I don't think Shavotov is going to have to fight anybody else, though, before he gets a shot at Leon. I think even if Balal's the next guy, we'll see Shavotov sit out for 6 to 8 months, which actually, no. With how much Leon fights, he probably wouldn't be able to fight for a year, but I don't know. I think this one is a little more likely, though, than the Bal one, just because I think the UFC would be more interested in putting that fight together, and I also think it's a fight the fans would prefer to see as well, but what do I know? Now, the last option I have for a fight, I think this one is the most far-fetched one, but it's Islam Makhachev coming up from lightweight to challenge Leon for the welterweight title. This one, I just think both of these guys are a couple of fights away from this. I don't think Islam can move up yet. I don't think he's had enough title defenses, and I'm starting to get a little sick and tired with these fighters trying to go and be double champs when they've had 1 or 2 title defenses. And it's the same for Leon's case as well. He's talked about moving up to go to 185 and fight Strickland or whoever has the belt. Once again, I don't want to see that. Stay in your division, defend the belt a couple of times, and then you can go up. So it's the same thing for Islam. I mean, Islam has so many fights he could have at lightweight right now. There's just no reason to rush him up to welterweight. It's not like it's a crazy matchup that everybody wants to see. Like, sure, it is 2 of the best guys in the world, but in the lightweight and welterweight division, both of those champions are going to be some of the best fighters in the world all the time. So it doesn't matter that it's just Islam and Leon right now. So let Islam fight a bit and let him come up after, and then if Leon's still the champ, they could fight. But I think maybe it could happen. Like, this fight definitely, honestly, is probably more likely than the Bal Muhammad fight as well. Bilal is just, he's not in a good spot right now. What I could see them doing is having Islam and Leon fight each other, and then potentially having Shavotov and Bilal fight in a title eliminator fight. That would honestly suck for Bilal, because having to fight Shavotov before getting a shot at the title is just really unfair. But I mean, if he does get through a guy like Shavotov, he'd probably have one of the greatest runs ever before fighting for a belt. So I mean, I don't know. I think they could do that. I just think that the most likely outcome is that they just let Islam stay at lightweight. He's got plenty of fights he could have there, and let Leon continue to do work in welterweight. And then maybe after these guys grab a couple more wins, then you can do that fight, and it would make a little bit more sense. So if I had to pick one that I think will happen, I think the Shavkat-Rakhmonov fight is the most likely at this point. I think the UFC loves Rakhmonov. Everybody loves Rakhmonov. He's a more entertaining guy, and I think a lot more people would rather see him fight Leon Edwards than Bal Muhammad. As for his most deserving, it's definitely Bilal. I don't think he'll be next, to be honest with you. There you have it. Those are my thoughts on who I think Leon Edwards should be fighting next. I think there's a lot of great options. Of course, there is always going to be in welterweight, but I don't know. I think the Shavkat one it just seems like the most perfect one to make at this moment. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and let me know who you guys want to see Leon Edwards fight next. There's a ton of great options, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I want to thank you guys for watching another one of these videos, and see you in the next one.